Okay, welcome back to the Sugar Free League Season 2. Glad you could join us. Sorry for the little bit of delay, but we had some client patching issues. But we're moving on now.
Totally not my fault.
Blame Rito again.
Yeah, big matchup today. Rats and Wasted Potential. Both rosters actually have basically the entirety of the old Lane Zero Inferno between them. But Rats not playing with Solarian or Gandhi anymore, today at least. New starting roster I believe they're trying out this week, so interesting to see how that plays out. We already have the advantage for Wasted Potential. They have all similar clan tags for their team equipped, so that's how you know they mean business. Malzahar and Camille banned from the red side here. Graves and Zhao banning out junglers from Acid. I expect to see the Kha'Zix ban probably as well. He's pretty strong right now.
Yeah, the new Evolve order has changed him a little bit. Some different items as well, so...
Seems very situational, I've noticed.
Yeah, it can definitely, depending on the enemy team comp and things like that, it can definitely change what you want to go with. But it's still a strong pick no matter what, really. But lots of jungle focus for so far.
That is the reworked Ornn with 43% win rate currently, but does get to upgrade his teammates' items with no cost, which is super nice. Have not played with an Ornn since that change. Did get dumpstered by one though, so. First pick Lucian coming out here. Expect to see either a Brahmin response or giving up the Brahmin Lucian for bot lane here from Wasted Potential.
Could respond with Zyra Clan if I feel that matchup's good enough, but Braum Lucian is so strong right now, I'm not sure you wanna do that one.
It's a very 50-50 shot. See how they feel about the bot lane here. I do expect to see a support pick up either here or they let it go through the second phase. Sejuani, probably the #1 jungler in the game right now. Just they took off a bit of tankiness in the 9-1 patch, gave her a bit more damage, and just crazy concept. You give a tank jungler damage and suddenly they're busted.
Yeah, generally, that's sort of the weakness of the champion, so if you give it more damage, it makes it a lot better. But the Jhin going to be the pick here.
Not sure I'm a big fan of that. I don't think you need to pick the ADC here. I think you're better off trying to take that Braum away, but Endril just not wanting it here today, and looks like the Braum Lucian going to be locked in for the blue side.
Well, this could mean that they have a ranged support champion, maybe, if they want to, bully them out that way in the lane.
And the blind pick Azir. A lot of confidence coming out of these guys from the Rats team. Got the strongest bot lane probably in the game, and then the Azir blind pick. Just challenging Rogal the Beast to just smash him in the lane. They're a bit weaker early on, but probably one of the better late game mages in the game still. That Nashor's Tooth just shredding build. Gives you a lot of long range damage already, and the Veigar being hovered, I do like this pickup. Likely going to be going mid lane against the Azir. I think it's a very strong matchup for the Veigar.
Well, Azir was very popular at the beginning of last season. Perhaps we'll see a comeback from him. After he did receive, well, he sort of fell out of popularity. The Veigar pick that's not been meta recently. Still potential to carry games, though, with those late game scaling. Stacking at AP with his passive, and you can just blow people up at the end of the game.
Yeah, powerful late game scalers here with the Jhin being a good mid game late game champion in the Veigar. So we'll see if the second phase of ban sees through. The Trundle coming through to remove that powerful aura onto the Sejuani, and the Alistar as a counter. Bit of a safer lane with the Jhin he would offer, but not going to see that today. I do expect to see maybe a tank support, maybe like a Thresh or something. Something with a little bit more tankiness in the bot lane for Wasted Potential. Something with some CC too. But right now, just a lot of CC from Wasted Potential. Pike with the ban. So interesting to see taking out the engaged threats from Prism or Endril. See what he decides to go with. I expect to see the support pick here. There's no reason to blind pick a top lane unless you really want, say, that Aatrox or something like that right now. But
speaking of, there's a lot of top laners open right now that are very, very strong. But Morgana is going to be the pick, it looks like.
Opting for the Morgana. Very safe option here. Does mitigate that stun from the Braum if you time the Black Shield properly, but still a lot of damage and a lot of threat coming out of this bot lane for the Rats. See what they can do here.
Significantly higher range, though, on this Morgana Jhin bottom lane.
Victor top lane.
The Victor top could be coming back. It's still strong. It's not as strong as it once was, but there's not a ton of great counter picks into it still. Just one of those champions that has ranged harass. It's why a lot of different unique champions work in the top lane sometimes. Like, Lucian top is all about having that range damage advantage, and Victor kind of does that in a different way.
And there's that physical damage engage threat from the Nocturne. Going to be able to dive right in on these squishy Jhin, Veigar targets, and even the Morgana if you just want a freak pick. But
also with that spell shield, you can get through the cage, which is pretty crucial.
Yeah, it gets rid of a lot of that Sejuani CC as well in the early jungle stages. And those 2v2s you might see in the top side or in the mid lane. Now last is the top lane pick into Victor. What are they going to decide? It is the Scion, just a safer farm him up pick, but that lets Victor get a free lane phase, and Victor with Klepto here is what I expect to see. Stack up the gold, stack up the items, just get so far ahead and get that really early mid-game spike on Victor where you have the full Hex Core and maybe even like start working on a Luden's Echo or the Frozen Gauntlet. I don't recommend the Iceborne Gauntlet this game. I mean, you're really only blocking the Jhin damage unless the Scion goes the more Sterix Gauge AD build with like the T-Mat split push, which would be fun to see, but we shall see what they decide here as we got 3 minutes as we lope into Champ Select and should look across the summoner spells. Nothing too surprising. Double barrier mid lanes, both respecting each other. Double ignite supports, both a little bit more aggressive in those trades. Don't see exhaust too often anymore in the bot lane.
Now, Ignite is very, very strong right now, especially with the ability to establish grievous wounds on a target. Is very, very useful when you have heals in the bottom lane. And Exhaust is, seen some changes over time, so it's just not quite as strong. And Ignite's pretty much always been the choice now. Especially with AD carries being even squishier than they once were. They now have a much easier time killing those guys. So why not go for the kills with Ignite?
Yeah. Let's see how a lot of this game plays out. I think if you are wasted potential, you really do have a slight advantage in the scaling. That Veigar obviously infinitely scales really good. Jhin is going to outpace that Lucian in the mid game with crit items unless he decides to go lethality. And then like the Azir is the big late game threat, but what's a late game threat if you just press R and he dies? So a lot of crowd control coming out of wasted potential, able to lock down some of these single target burst champions. So to wait and see how this game ends up playing out early on.
The barrier also coming back is a little bit interesting. Especially against the burst from the Veigar, I can definitely see it, but just neat that it's more summoner spells are being used, at very least in the mid lane. Maybe not in the other lanes, but in the mid lane, we really see some diversity.
Because Veigar, I'd rather prefer the heal personally, or even the teleport here. I don't think you're at too much threat early on until Nocturne hits that 6, and when he does hit 6, you're going to want that move speed from the heal to try to get away from that hard long-range engage. Try to get out of that slow range right away without having to burn the flash, but Barrier is the summoner spell of choice. Does you effectively more shield than a heal does health. However, I believe heal has a slightly longer cooldown as well. It's been a long while since I've been able to use Barrier. Not since the Ardent Sensor days of my support takes heal and I take Barrier.
Yeah, the Barrier is a little bit better for that just raw damage reduction, but heal at the movement speed is pretty valuable. Plus, healing someone else is also very huge in certain situations.
And again, only 50 more seconds until we start loading into the Rift. Get to see take a peek at those summoner spells, see what the keystones are in this game. I expect probably a Comet from Veigar, possibly actually the Glacial Augment Veigar is what I want to see. Get the early GLP, the Twin Shadows, you get slow. You're going to scale anyways with AP, so you don't have to worry about it. And then eventually you just become this nuisance of crowd control where you just slow them and then you cage them and they can't do anything about it. Or you slow them and you hit them with the W and they lose half their health. Or they just die if they're Lucian.
Yeah, but the buff to the Glacial Augment item and the Keystone and the items and stuff indirectly, very, very annoying to deal with on certain champions.
I wonder if Azir benefits from Halo Blades.
Probably not enough to warrant using it.
Because his Q is an auto attack cancel, so if you were to like W, Q, auto, you get like 4 autos right away with those soldiers. That would hurt so bad if you
Yeah, I don't know if it's enough though. Like, I think it's definitely good, but I just don't think the attack speed is enough to warrant the switch.
I think it's a better option than say a Thunderlords at this point with how much Halo Blades got buffed. in the recent patch, and is the Thunderlord's call for Azir and the Comet for Vhagar, so less fun than I imagined. Although interesting choice out of Lucian, going with the Electrocute, not choosing to take the press the attack, going for more quick trades here with the Braum, and we'll have to see if that actually does benefit him in the trading here.
Will be a fleet forward for the Jhin. Rip Hail of Blades. Bug fixing. So sad. But still the lethal tempo Nocturne. I remember when that first came into, like, people first started using that, and they were like, oh, this is so crazy. Why would you not want the burst Nocturne? I was like, oh, Nocturne just kills everyone so fast anyway. It doesn't matter. Might as well just take the attack speed. But other than that, pretty standard stuff all around the board. Except for we do have an Electrocute on Lucian, which I'm not sure if that's intentional, but...
Yeah, that's what I was saying as well. Is the Electrocute is really shocking. I mean, it gives him more advantage in those quick trades, right? Where you E-auto Q, you're done with the trade, you back out. But in the extended trades, the press attack is going to get you way more damage, and especially when you have to kill tanks later on in the game, that Electrocute is going to be tickling them compared to what press the attack would have done. So, finally hopping into the Rift here. Oh, a little bit of a frozen Rift here. Perhaps a pause to start out. Oh, there we go. Did you just finish loading?
Yeah. Slight delay. I got to change
6,
the
7.
screen from borderless to...
Me too. I hate that.
So we'll hop in a game in just a second, don't worry.
Just let me know when you're started.
Yeah. Alright. Should be all good here.
30 seconds until
As we get into game.
What time are you at?
I'm at 40 seconds right now. So
3, 44,
Yep.
45.
all good.
Cool. So we are on pace here. Vector client does like to lag for me sometimes, so I might fall a couple seconds behind. So kind of important for me to be on time with the stream.
That would be ideal for sure.
And a standard start out here, just kind of playing defensive vision here. Lucian and Braum looking for a slight invade on the top side, but deciding to back out, taking the long road back to bot lane there, and looks to be a blue start from the Nocturne. And a blue... Oh no, a red start from Sedge, pinging over there. Yep, once again we see very, very traditional items and summer spell choices here. It is the Kleptomancy up on the top lane for the Victor, so more aggressive, more farm heavy, rather. And the early leashes here, both top side starts for the junglers, so they'll likely meet up towards that bot side Scuttle Crab. And with the items, Vhagar and Scion and Victor, all with the Corrupting Potion, Dorn's Ring on Azir's side, so standard farming stuff to take place here.
Yep, as you say, standard stuff. Probably going to get a slow start for the most part. Unless Kang has something to say about, but he's got no red buff here.
Level 2 gank on the top side for Victor, getting a lot of damage to the Scion. Not going to be enough to kill him. And not going to be able to kill up that in the jungle, but a big advantage early for this Victor in the top lane. Really going to start being able to bully out that Scion.
He went straight from blue up the top side, though. It was a very interesting pathing, because he doesn't have red buff, so that level 2 gank is a lot harder.
Sejuani looking to capitalize now on the red buff already. Going to look to secure that. Nocturne settling for Scuttle Crab, but will get the 3 buff start for wasted potential here. Possibly very good for Acid, getting that really experienced advantage. Him hitting 6 is almost as important as the Nocturne. Not quite. Nocturne hitting 6 is probably one of the more pivotal points of any jungler in the game, but Root coming down onto the Braum here. Grenade comes out. A little bit of poke for the Jhin. Just looking to secure some early damage in this lane phase.
Yeah, big start in the jungle, though, as you say, because of that already camp up.
Oh. Pretty big trade here onto the Scion. Gonna get the grasp stack and gonna take them a lot of minion damage here if he's not careful. Ooh, and the harass keep coming through from the Victor. Gonna look for one more auto here. Not gonna find it. As Scion escapes under his turret now, but out of Corrupting Potions, he's gonna have to burn that teleport awfully early if he wants to stay healthy in this lane, as Papa just not having a fun time up here.
Yeah, already in a world of hurt. No Corrupting Potion charges, as you said. So he's in a really bad spot. That gank didn't work out exactly the way we wanted to, but it still got an advantage for the Victor, which is big. Just a matter of whether or not the jungle advantage. Well,
first blood on the Victor, just not respecting the damage. There is the Scion, and Victor just one-shot chunks him with his QE combo, and first blood over to the Victor is not what you want to see if you are this waste potential team.
Yeah, I was gonna say it really depends if that gank is worth it. Oh, well, more fighting the bottom lane.
Here on the bot side, Braum getting through. Gets the auto onto Morgana, but not going to follow through. Just getting the trade onto Jhin by the Lucian. Gave it advantage. And now Lucian out of Jhin out of mana here. Did not go with the Doran's Ring start, so now Lucian has the advantage here. Hits the W, going in with the E, gets the chunk on with the Q, keeps going with a couple autos, dodges the binding. And now Braum jumping forward, looking for the stun on Morgana. Not going to find it. Another auto onto Jhin. Leaves him just above a couple hundred health. And Nocturne here on Vision, though. Just going to back off here for wasted potential as Braum positions aggressively. And then Lucian secures a nice creep score here as this wave looks like it's going to push away from them, unfortunately. Can't quite find the freeze up that, but still going in. Forces the heal out from the Jhin. And already we're seeing big advantages from top and bot lane for this Rats team.
Very aggressive stay there from Adapt. It was probably too aggressive. Probably just needed to go ahead and sacrifice a couple of minions, go home.
So Sejuani getting found out here by the Nocturne. Gonna have to jump over this wall here. Does manage to steal away the wolves though. A lot of good counter jungling here from Acid. Great awareness, but Azir gonna find him in the brush here. Gets the slowdown, looking for a stun. Is gonna find it, and now trying to just sneak away. Azir getting the soldiers through. It's a lot of damage, but is she gonna go down? Chasing, but not gonna quite get him, and Acid gets away with his flash and with the wolves safely.
Good jungling from Acid early, but the rest of his team is falling quite far behind.
Now a lot of damage coming through here as Morgana looking to force the issue here, getting a lot of autos onto Braum and forcing them to run away from this tower, but not without taking some of that early turret plating gold. Nice CS advantage here going to be there for Rats, and now Scion starting to trade back. Does have a level advantage, but immediately neutralized that massive wave clear from the Victor. Interesting choice here. Does look like he augmented his death ray first. If I'm seeing it right, let me see. My scoreboard melees, and now Scion finding the Nocturne in the jungle. Victor coming across here. Scion has to run away. Gets hit by the laser. Does have the laser upgrade. I was correct there. And Sejuani flashing forward for the engage. To look for the stun of the Nocturne. Does find it. Getting a lot of chunk through. Very low. Now Aftershock hits the Nocturne. Gonna look for this crowd control here. Does get away using his fear. And in the end, it's just a summoner spell traded for nothing as Acid comes up empty.
Well, you can see the CS difference now. Kang is way behind in XP, a full level. And it's 32 to 17 in the jungle. Well, speaking of that, Acid wants to go for a gank.
Not going to find it, but just letting him know he's still hanging around and getting Scion some more CS here up on the top side. But the advantages are showing already. You know, a couple hundred gold here for the Rats in the lead. Mostly that first blood gold from the Victor on the solo kill. And almost caught him there with that. The gravity field. That would have been terrible. That would have been another kill over to Victor.
The Sejuani, though, is pulled really far ahead in the jungle, 36 to 17 in CS. After those first three buffs were gone, well, Braum
getting caught out here, hit by the binding, very low. Ignite comes down, one more shot should do it, and Endril securing it with the Ignite. Now back to the top side, Sejuani up here, ult comes down from the Scion, nowhere to run for the Victor. Throws the ultimate just for a little bit of a damage, but not gonna help him at all here as a nice return game from Acid finds another kill.
Well, there you go. The Rats overextend in two different places, and they die in two different places because of that. Braum wanted to get some wards down, but didn't realize there were two people waiting for him. And on the other side, Hazy wanted to get that wave pushed in, but the TP and the gank, and he was immediately dead.
A little bit of XP leash there means Acid now with a 2-level lead and has the level 6 already on Sejuani. So scary. He can go basically anywhere on the map right now and just find a kill with no cleanse on the mid lane, no cleanse in the bot lane, and just a big pressure point now through the jungle as Acid finds himself as the biggest gold carrier in this game.
In the mid lane, though, not really much has happened. And that's good for both sides. Both sides just want this lane to go pretty even for a while. And those are probably going to be the big carry potential in the late game. Because Lucian and Jhin, they scale pretty well, but aren't exactly late game titans. Like a Kog'Maw or a Kai'Sa or something like that. So those mid laners are going to be the ones doing all the damage late game.
Now invading down here is the Sejuani looking to steal away this blue buff. Does not know Nocturne is right below him here, and Victor does have a little bit of advantage on the top side, so we'll see if he ends up getting this. Does have the smite up. Isn't going to even need it as Nocturne too busy on his wolves. Sejuani going to find him here. Possibly gonna look too aggressive. Lethal Tempo comes out, knocks him up, gets the fear down, looking for the stun, can't quite find it, does find it here, gets the stun through. Here comes Vygar now, hits the ultimate, gives the kill over to the Vygar on the ultimate, and now he killed towards the mid laner, and Acid is just all over this jungle right now.
He's had a fantastic game so far, dominating that matchup. That first level 2 gank got an advantage for the Victor, but put Nocturne so far behind. Kang is like really struggling to find camps, just find any farm or XP really at all.
Now Sign looking for a good trade here, does get stunned up by the gravity field. Gonna take a lot of damage from that death ray, and Victor just really controlling this lane, but is behind in the CS after that gank from Acid. Papa, despite that early death, finding the creep score he needs to stay into this game and just taking the trades he needs to. Gonna take a bad trade here, does not get the shield off for the damage. Now Victor gonna drop the ult down, gonna find the unstoppable force with the knockup, is tanking all of that gravity. Oh, and just leaves him at 1 HP, 2 HP! The Scion just barely escapes it on the bot side. Nocturne's found himself caught, trying to get away, does get the stun from the Sejuani, and Andrel ends up finding the kill with the Morgana Flash ultimate. Now she's down on the Lucian, can't find him with the curtain call, and now he's trading back onto the Morgana. Very low, calling comes out, last 2 autos, does find the kill, and Stalker gets one back for the Rats here. Ends up being a 2-for-1 trade, I believe, on the top side. And now trying to get the Scuttle Crab secured, but a little bit dangerous. Acid finds his Vygar step forward, now baiting him in. Barrier comes out, gonna get set up by the Braum here. A lot of damage coming through. Ignite comes down. Braum looking to find the kill. Azir right behind him. Does give it to the Braum. Flash burn on the Azir. Now Braum's caught out. His team separates from him. Jhin and Sejuani looking to catch him. Does find the snare there. Stun coming out from Sejuani now. Nocturne joining back in the fray. He's respawned. Flash forward from Jhin. Does find the kill, but Sejuani traded. Now what can he find? Adapt trying to escape here. Does have the red buff now, but Nocturne is there. And finally, a little bit of calm as Endril respawns. Endril gets back to the fray, and whew, just a lot of chaos coming across both sides.
A pretty hectic fight there. And in the end, it's pretty hard to tell who won it. The Skull Crab was gained, so maybe you call it a win for Wasted Potential, but a lot of kills went over on both sides. But quite a few kills over the Lucian is going to put him into a nice power spike once he was back in bias, because he's sitting on quite a bit of gold right now, about over 2,000. So he's going to have a very huge buy when he goes back.
Gonna get that Cutlass, and probably, I believe, the attack speed on the recurve bow, possibly going towards the boost, we'll see. Jhin on the other side does have the BF sword and his Swifties. Did get a kill for himself on that trade, so not the worst for Wasted Potential here, but the solution is a big power point now, as well as Victor starting to get really far ahead with this gold lead. You gotta remember that. The CS lead in the top lane does matter, however, it matters a lot less with the Kleptomancy benefiting the Victor, so getting him a lot of gold back in those trades. I'm sure there's a way to see how much he's getting back, but I don't see quite a way. Now, I can't tell how much he's getting back from that Keystone right now, but I'm sure it's a lot.
Yeah.
Pretty cute.
Kleptomancy has undergone a lot of changes, but it's always been a pretty good Keystone ever since release.
Call coming down from the Jhin here. Shield from the Braum. Gonna try to escape here. As Vygar's roaming down with the Sejuani. You're looking to pressure a lot of these plates in the turret. Can probably get 2 or 3 plates here. It is a 3v4 as Azir's gonna get some solo gold in the mid lane. Binding comes out, does not find it. The cage. Can the Event Horizon find anybody? Ult's coming down just to try to call the wave a bit here. And Event Horizon misses, but does zone him off for the wave. Binding does hit. Sejuani gonna go in with the ultimate. Does find him. Very, very low. Lucian flashes away. Acid chasing with the flash of his own. Gets the shutdown gold. And now looking here to have to get sent up. The Binding hits right under the Brahma. Beautiful play by Morgana there. And Sejuani with a double kill now as they're gonna look to take down this turret. Nocturne alone. Probably gonna see a dive here. Event Horizon comes down, does find the stun. Endril with the ultimate. Not gonna matter. Adapt given the kill with his last shot with the crit there. And now this looks like it's gonna be the first turret over to Wasted Potential.
Well, that fight was certainly clear. Wasted Potential with a huge fight on the bottom side. And a couple kills over. Some shutdown gold now on them. And probably first turret. Join that if they... Oh. There we go. He got it in the end.
Yeah, the Glacial Prism was perfect there from Acid, threading the needle, finding a Lucian, which is exactly who you need in this fight. Now Vygar coming back to mid lane. Gets a big chunk onto Azir. Gets the shield out from his dash. Now he's going to trade back on him. All comes down, but Primordial Burst just one-shots the last of that health there from Azir. He was just teasing him, holding on to it for that long. And another kill over to the Veigar. He has got 111 ability power from his passive already in 13 minutes.
Yeah, like you said, just trying to make sure he got that kill. That ultimate, he waited to make sure that the Azir was in range. It's always a bad feeling when you have an execute ability. You leave them with a sliver of health.
He's gonna get a lot more gold off this tower here. Ooh, Unstoppable Force coming down on the top lane. Sion gonna trade on the Victor. The Zanyas does come out. Gonna get a big trade, but does get the stun from the gravity field. Can he escape? E tags him. He's 1 HP. A Q will do it. There it is. Papa Skip's getting the solo kill onto the Victor. A good trade. Didn't see the start of that. So he did ult in and catch the Victor. Forces the stopwatch out, but should have used the stopwatch to dodge the ultimate, it looks like. Papa gets a big one back for himself and gets a little bit of pressure back into this lane. And now a lot of turret chunks going through. Veigar did get 2 plates off that turret, so he's a big boy now. Oh, a surprise bush here as Nocturne just killed in his own jungle. Nowhere is safe. Azir gonna look to trade some back, but ends up getting himself stunned. Big trade coming from Veigar as his team trolls him with the plant. Nothing doing there except for a free kill on the Nocturne, and just a tough game here from Kang Yushin in his first game as a starter on this roster.
Has not gone well for him at all, as you said. He's even basically it all comes back to that first gank at the top side coming right off that blue buff. That was where he lost the jungle, and Pure Acid had just punished him for every mistake he's made this game. So it's partly Pure Acid just playing a really good game, and partly because Kang had a really awkward jungle path to start with, and that opened up the door for the lead to be taken in the jungle.
Yeah, I mean, I like the idea, right? You get the early top gank to get the pressure point in the Victor, make that lane very, very easy. He got a solo kill out of it, right? So, yeah, remember, that did benefit the Victor in the lane. However, he gimped his own jungle so hard, and a great job by Acid for reading that, immediately going over, skipping his blue buff, taking the red buff, gets the 3 buff start, gets this big level lead. Suddenly, the Sejuani, you can't fight her in the jungle. You're Nocturne, you can't fight the Sejuani. Suddenly, you're trying to get to race level 6, you're falling behind, and another beautiful binding here from Endril, forcing the ult out from the Braum, looking to flee away, and nothing to do here, but does get the Glacial Fissure out of Braum here, a big cooldown in exchange for just a binding. But this combo between the Morgana and the Jhin, very, very strong. You hit 1 CC, the Deadly Flourish is going to land, still frozen in place, and then Morgana can just walk up and ult you. Those Soul Shackles do so much work when you let them.
Will not be the Zhonya's first, will be an Athene's instead for the Morgana. So we won't have access to that Soul Shackle Zhonya's combo as quite as often. Does have a stopwatch though for at least a one-time use, and then
Interesting.
probably the stopwatch the Zhonya's after that.
I do like the early Athenes in this game. You got a lot of magic damage between the Azir and the Victor for threats, and you do get a little bit of healing out of it actually from Morgana. So every time you Black Shield now, she will give X amount of health based off of, I believe, damage done with her abilities to her allies here. So I do like that anyway, but now Veigar coming at the flank here as Victor solo pushing the top lane. Gravity Well comes down, Death Ray trying to zone him off, but Victor running the wrong way. That's not your base. Flashes to the brush, trying to TP away. Can he get away? Veigar gonna look to put on the cage. Does not find it. Victor with a nice play. Does have to cost both his summoner spells though to get out. And meanwhile, Nocturne engaging onto the Jhin here. Counter engage through. A beautiful Glacial Prison finds the Nocturne in the backline, but they're just gonna be able to walk away from this one. Endril just missing with the binding, and in the end, nothing doing here as a lot of ults traded across the board and a lot of summoner spells.
Live shutdowns as well. Everyone in the middle of the map has a shutdown on the side of wasted potential, so that's a lot of standing gold to be picked up. But being a standing gold, there's towers here and there's a Rift Herald.
Victor with the ultimate, gonna look to clear the wave out, does get a big chunk into the Veigar. They're gonna be able to get onto this Rift Herald, but now Victor's cut out on his own, ulted by the Unstoppable Force and just bursted down by the Sejuani. 4 kills now for the Sejuani. Acid is on a killing spree. Gonna look to get the second charge off the Herald. They will be able to get the second charge off here. Take a nice half health off this tower, but with Azir, you're not gonna be able to get much minions to the tower here.
Nope, one of the best wave clear champions in the game, and should be able to clear this one out pretty easily. Until you get that Baron, you can really delete any wave, pretty much.
5 to 12 in kills here. About 4,000 gold almost, so 3,500 gold in the lead is wasted potential here. Looking very well in this first game of the set.
Of course, his wave clear potential is much worse than it used to be, but he still has pretty good wave clear with the Q and things.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, lots of shutdown gold here. And looks like we're going to get the Ludens, which is an interesting item on Azir. Usually you'll just see the Nashers into, like, you know, Umbrello. But the Ludens also gives you some CDR, which is pretty useful, so he's at max CDR now.
A lot of CDR from this Azir. Yeah, I do like the choice of the Ludens Echo first. At least you're a bit behind, you want the more wave clear. Nashor Suit's going to give you more power overall in the Azir kit, but Ludens is going to allow you to clear the waves a bit faster, gives you a little bit more overall AP and CDR. So we'll have to see. Once he gets that Nashor Suit, he'll really start coming online. And Endril, it's a bit of a greedy spot here. 1v3 clearing a pink ward is not exactly where you want to be, but They gotta respect the fog of war here.
Well, you can be that aggressive when you're support and your team's this far ahead.
Ooh, big chunk on illusion from the Sejuani. Curtain call does come down. Glacial Prison. Now Angel coming forward. Does get the Zanya's off. One shot from the Vigar. Just massive AP damage. And now the Nocturne going down as well. Oh, sorry. Let's see.
Oh, Pure Acid going to tank up the turret here, and looks like we're going to get a double kill for the Jhin. Staker's going to get away, but the rest of his team will not. Hazy and Papa Skip's still fighting the top side of the map. All of that was going on.
I'm about as neutral as I can. Are you at 19 minutes right now?
19 right now.
I'm like ahead of you, not behind you. I don't know.
Well, you were behind for a second there.
That's weird.
But yeah, Cloud Drake going to be picked up as well after this fight. And I think that should be another pretty good fight for them. They don't give over any good shutdown, any shutdowns at all, really. And not the greatest objective to take after, but now they have complete control of the map and Baron spawning.
5,000 gold, and both Drakes are going over to waste potential right now as this Vigar is massive, the Jhin is massive. No one's going to be able to kill Sejuani, so looking like it's all in the Baron play now for wasted potential. 20 minutes is about the time it comes up, so likely to see that vision moving away from the Dragon towards the Baron here. Looking to secure this massive objective and try to crack the base open early on.
Yeah, most likely that'll be the next thing on the menu here, and you've got a pretty good, well, not a great Baron take, but a great Baron, bait, if you will, because you have the Event Horizon, which completely cut off one of the entrances to the Baron if they do come through the jungle, and then you've got Soul Shackles, again, another good AoE spell. They just got lots of good AoE CC, and just control an area pretty well if you walk into a choke point like that.
Yeah, Azir being donated the blue buff here, finally getting one for himself at 20 minutes. Classic solo queue junglers. What can you do? And still not having that Nashor's Tooth complete. Doesn't even have. He's got brown bags on his shoes here at 20 minutes. A little bit of a rough build here from the Azir, despite the neutral farming. And Vigar sitting pretty with almost 2 items complete himself and a fully stacked Dark Seal. Sejuani just taking up this tower. That's 4 hits. Took about a third of his health off. Binding finds onto Victor here. They're going for the dive. Glacial Prison does land onto Victor, and just one shot again by this Vagar combo. Just land the CC and let Vagar press his buttons, and people just die.
Oh, great binding there from Andril. Was sitting in the bush, knew he wasn't spotted, and then just binded Hazy when he walked up, and easy kill.
Very hard to react to skill shots you don't even know are coming, and just walking right up to Lucian, doesn't even care. Vigar is zoning off 3 on his own with the cage, finding all of them inside, and to disengage here from the Wrath says no. Curtain call, not gonna let it come through. Here comes the ultimate from the Scion, teleporting again, does find him with the unstoppable force, and bursting down the Nocturne is the Sejuani. Now the cage comes down, does not find Braum, but he's on his own here. Vigar gonna get the kill there, does drop the Primordial Burst on it. No ultimate from Vigar, but hearing the cackle means it probably killed somebody. And now eyes turned onto the Baron. It's 3 versus 5 here. Azir does do a lot of damage with the Event Horizon, finding Lucian again, forcing him to dash out. And Baron is not long for this world. Ooh, binding lands. Azir on his own, gets hit by the Event Horizon. Big chunk coming through and killed again by the Vigar. This Vigar now with 7 kills, looking to chase down the Lucian. They did get them off the Baron, but what's the cost? Sejuani chasing down the Victor on her own, gets the stun. Likely not going to chase him any further, and the Rats do get them off the Baron, but they do lose Azir in the process. As now Victor running for his life. A good flash here from Scion forces the flash out of Victor. Let's see if they keep chasing here. Shouts at a minion, not going to look to chase any further. Now Sejuani does have the ultimate here, gotta be careful. Nocturne and Braum are here, going to try to get the stun onto the Sejuani. Braum instead himself finds himself stunned, drops the Glacial Fissure. Sejuani now slowed up, finding himself in the gravity field, gonna go down here finally after so much damage pumped into her. And now Braum also stunned up, gets bursted again by the Primordial Burst. Vigar is just ruthless. Fighting just narrowly avoided by Lucian. 1 HP here on the Victor, trying to run away from the Scion. Flash over from Jhin, doesn't find it. Now the dive onto Vigar, not going to do any damage it seems. There's Nocturne just not able to do anything. Too far behind. Vigar kills him with the Q on the backside. 9 kills and 1,000 gold bounty here from Ruggled Beast. Just a big fight for wasted potential to get this game firmly in their grasp.
Rutledge is truly a beast here. He's got 1,000 gold shutdown on him, and he's got a Magi's now with 10 stacks on it after the max from the Dark Seal, but he's very, very scary. He pretty much kills anyone. Like, there's really no tank that can survive him. Braum can probably
No.
take one round, but everyone else dies immediately.
It depends. Does he use the Archie or not?
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, I think if the Archie comes in and he lands both Q and W, I think Braum dies. But
So-
everyone else dies from QW pretty much.
Yeah, Vigar's sitting at a cool 529 ability power at 23 minutes. For reference, his ult, it looks like it currently does base damage, about 600 damage, and it does more based off missing health, so anybody below a third health is essentially dead. Now Vigar looking to find the stun on the Braum, does not find the event horizon on Braum here, and narrowly avoiding another stun up. As you see them 3 Mertred purchases from the Rats here, as now Baron in the eyes of Waste Potential. They don't even know what's going on here. Like they're gonna secure this. 9,000 health already in the Baron, 8,000. Again, Rat's not even moving towards it. Gonna have to check it soon. Victor being the one to face check, throws up the gravity wall, does not find anything. 3,000 health in Baron. They don't know where it's at. Braum gonna be the one to face tank it. Sion gonna get knocked up here. Sejuani staying on the Baron. The rest of the team peels off. Getting very low. A big Shurima shuffle from Azir. Does find 1 kill, but isn't enough. They get the Jhin down. Victor on the front line gets stunned up by the Unstoppable Force. And then another big 2-man knock up here. Finds Nocturne and the Lucian. Lucian running for his life now as Azir escapes. And Lucian goes down. Baron goes down. A triple kill for Vigar. And Wasted Potential look to run it down mid and crack this base open. Uh-oh, not quite yet. Sejuani trying to find the Azir on the backside. It's not a bush you want to be in. He's out of mana. Can't get away from the Sejuani. Stunned up. Hits him one more time. And an ace for Wasted Potential.
A clean ace now, and this should be the base broken, and probably even the Mountain Drake on the way out here. So this game is being blown wide open. Demolish can use to chunk out that last turret. Just Braum here. Lonely old Braum trying to clear this super minion. Or this cannon minion with Baron buff, which is sometimes worth a super minion.
And of course, you know, you're taking down objectives. What really helps? Well, why not give him an Earth Drake, you know? 10% more damage to objectives and monsters. You know, they need it. End this game a little bit quicker this way. And gonna take the Dragon, likely base here. 24 stack Magi Soul Stealer, 12 kill Vagar in this game. Just absolutely massive performance from Rebel. He's a beast. Truly living up to the name here.
And Jin's no pushover either. He's very, very strong. Don't think he has quite Infinity Edge Gold yet, but has a lot of AD, and he's scaling up right now. And I think Death Cap's going to be next, and Infinity Edge for those two. Yeah, they're both looking very, very scary. And the tanks, well, they don't die easy either. It's just a very, very tough situation. Not enough damage and not enough resistances for the Rats.
Yeah, at this point, if you get hit by a Vagar W and an ultimate, you are dead no matter who you are in the game. Full health, max health, doesn't matter. The only thing that can stop it is the Braum shield at this point. And that'd have to be a hell of a good timing. So now Waste Potential, trying to goof up with this Baron. Vagar does find his second Nizlar tribe, meaning he's about 1,100 gold off of that. Rabadon's Death Cap sitting at already close to 800 ability power without the Rabadons. See if he gets topped off here at the beginning of the first. But Nocturne now looking, trying to make a pick here. Does dive onto Sejuani. Very low now. Victor shooting out the ultimate. Not going to find enough of the Chaos Storm. And just a disengage here from both sides. And Morgana now caught up in the gravity well. Going to take a big chunk, about a third of her health. Sion now coming down, running away from the Lucian Braum combo on the bot lane. And they're close, but can't quite find anything here. Now the curtain call coming through. Is it curtains for Rats here? Event Horizon doesn't find anybody. Flashed out by 2 people. But Sejuani's not done chasing. Vanguard coming forward. Doesn't get the ultimate off on Azir. Could kill with it, but not going to decide to chase. They're going to settle for some towers here and keep the push alive.
Well, no deaths there, but this does get quite a bit of pressure here for a Wasted Potential, and they've, decent siege with the Vagar and Jhin.
I really like the ultimate there from Papa Skips. He wasn't even in any danger of dying. He still had full health basically when he gets back there to lane, but you know what? Team's on the top side of the map. No reason to even make it close. And now another stun up onto the Braum here. Does find himself low. The ult would have killed there if you're Vanguard, but likely trying to hold it for one of those carries and just keep the threat alive here as they're hanging on by the skin of their teeth here. Tower going down to Baron. Azir's trying to clear these minions, but he can't even walk forward close enough without getting Event Horizon.
There's really no way to get onto the Vagar with the cage. Like, they don't really have a way to get there. Well, speaking of the Vagar, he's probably just going to kill Ivy Lurker now.
He does have the ultimate here, and Primordial Burst through the barrier. Doesn't even matter. Get out of here, Azir. 28-7 in kills now. Legendary Vagar maxed out on everything, basically, and this looks like it could be the game here for Wasted Potential.
Yeah, I mean, this is just a really tough way to end the game. They're just so much stronger right now. Even a straight-up fight, they lose, and You know, in this split they lose as well. There's no way for them to come back.
Here. Morgana getting very low. Heal comes down, stunned up by the Event Horizon, and the ultimate is going to go down here. Is Lucian. Now Nocturne going to join him. Morgana positioning forward, gets eaten by the Chaos Storm. Black Shield going to keep alive for a little bit longer. And meanwhile, the Victor himself dies to the Veigar, just getting one shot by anybody here. As Veigar just drops the W on top of him and just erases him off the face of Summer's Rift here. And wasted potential going up game 1 with the victory.
Yeah, a rough game 1 here for the Rats, but definitely they can bounce back from it. As the last couple kills come through.
Find one more kill here. Woohoo. 15, 1, and 8. Classic Veigar into a 0 counter. Bring it back.
I think
we haven't.
I think this is one of those games where you sort of the game was sort of, I don't want to say lost at the first couple of minutes, but I'd say it was definitely sort of spiraling out of control at the first couple of minutes, and then it was just the snowball effect from there was really the problem. After the first couple of minutes, it was very hard for them to come back in any capacity, really.
Yeah, and I think one of the biggest things you gotta look at there is there's that big scramble around the Dragon Pit where it looks like Rats kind of brought it back. It was even at 5 and 5 kills. They end up trading up there. You got the Victor that's ahead. The Lucian had a couple kills. But from there, Acid just took over the map. He's finding Glacial Prison after Glacial Prison. He's increasing his lead against the opposing Nocturne. There's not much they can do, and it looks like we are falling into a bit of a lull here with some more patching from players going through the same experience I did. So we're hitting a bit of a delay here between games 1 and 2.
All right, we'll take a quick break then and come back for game 2. So just stick with us, and well, you know, Rito's trying to conspire against us, but we'll power through. So you guys just hang in there. We'll be back in a few minutes.
Oh, do you want me to introduce it?
Okay, well, too late now, but oh no.
It's okay, they welched. They weren't ready. They weren't ready, neither were we. It's fine.
Doesn't matter now.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Sugar-Free League. Game 2 here between the Rats and Wasted Potential. So we did a bit of a pause here early on. Champs like they were not ready. But a little bit less ready than we were, but it's fine. See if we can get back into Game 2 here and see what's going on, so... You didn't ready. What? You did ready. No. No.
Everyone's here. I don't know. I guess they're plotting their tactics now.
Wait. We didn't ready.
Apparently, Wasted Potential isn't ready, but the Rats are. So I don't know. Maybe they're rigging the game somehow. We can accuse them of something. Start some allegations.
Probably waiting on their mid laner, I'd assume, since he's the only one not talking right now. So. Have to see what changes going into Game 2 here, as hopefully we get into pick ban pretty soon here. Got about 6 IQ.
Shared between them all.
Here. Yeah, I mean, it's the ordering here is really lackluster. I mean, taking them quite a while to get their team in order here.
Who has the 2 IQ points in
I mean,
that,
I think
that
we
can be
just give Rats
decided.
to win for Game 2 for at least having their team order ready. You know, far less time to get the team back in order.
Yeah, that's not a good sign for Game 2 for Wasted Potential.
We special gotta see if they recover from this champ select fumble here.
Living up to their name for sure.
Looks like we are finally ready to get started here.
I think so. We think so, but
They said R. Read the chat, man. Wait, what? Go.
they're trolling us. Here we go.
Video games.
Now
League
we're
of
doing
Legends.
it. We did it, guys. We're all on the same page. We're all gonna finally get into Champ Select now. Yay! And Malzahar's banned. Woo!
Something with that Malzahar they don't like from lurking. I think it can be punished really heavily in lane from some assassin picks, but just not willing to take the risk here. Banned out on both red side and blue side here, so Sejuani as the response. Probably the best jungler in the game. Probably good to ban that. Acid did dumpster them previously, so Camille again another consistent ban across the board here.
No, we've seen Nico was unbanned, I think, last game.
Unbanned, unpicked, yeah.
Was banned all 3 games, one of the series we casted last week, and then in another couple of games, it was completely untouched. So really interesting if we'll see that pick at any point.
It's a very niche pick. I think she can be very strong in certain situations, but getting into those fights is always the hardest thing. I love playing her in the bot lane because I am a terrible, sadistic human being who likes playing mages that aren't fun. So I've been enjoying her, but
We all knew that.
banned here from the red side. Not willing to give it over to Acid this game, and Xin another ban, very strong jungler, was removed from Kespa Cup suiting against him, but the Kha'Zix is open for Acid. His signature Kha'Zix, and that's a whoopsies if you ask me.
Yeah, I'm not sure you should get that one over. That's a pick he's shown he's really good on. I don't think banning the rest of those champions are really worth it over the Kha'Zix. Any one of them I'd rather have him on. I sort of questioned him one time when he did play it because I was like, well, Kha'Zix's good, and if you're really good at Kha'Zix, it can be good, but in organized play, it's not. It's an assassin. Assassins just generally aren't as good in that situation. But he proved me wrong. He got like 10 kills in both the games they let him play it, so...
If you watch any LCK, Kha'Zix was played yesterday with the Galio comp, and it was disgustingly effective. Just absolutely dismantled Gen G with it, was Damwon Gaming's jungler. Just the Kha'Zix Galio combo, just... One of the things I want to note is... Something I wanted to touch on about the Nocturne pick last game is the thing about Nocturne, and about any diver, as we see a Pantheon locked in, probably towards the jungle here, but anything about a diver, like these Pantheons, like the Nocturne, they need a buddy to go with them. diving on your own feels awful because you just get focused down and bursted if your team's not 100% into the engage. Whereas, say you got a Galio with you, suddenly you get a defensive shield and a giant AoE knockup, to help you out. Or, anything else that's like a buddy to dive in. And as we see the Ezreal picked up here, very strong here in patch 9.1. The other, probably S tier ADC with Lucian, I'd argue.
Well, maybe you could just do like a comp with all ultimates that jump in at the same time, like Pantheon, Galio, Nocturne, like every single one.
Galio.
That would be amazing, I think.
Scion coming out here again for pop on the top lane.
Could add
Safe
Scion to
flying
that
pick
comp
here.
too.
Yeah, Scion's really good here. I'd love to see a lot more I'd love to see a Galio mid from Wasted Potential here. I think that is like the optimal pick in terms of like actual team fight prowess. You got double tanks, you have an Ezreal hop around, you have Kha'Zix. Then all you need is maybe like a more mage heavy bot laner. Something like a Zyra maybe, something like, can't think what else I'd think. Maybe even the Morgana again, if you can get it, but it looks like this time the LeBlanc will be picked up in the mid lane for lurking. And a high damage comp out here, leaving them very, very vulnerable. So we'll see what they end up picking up in the second phase here as Ban's now coming through.
Makes even more sense though to go Galio now as you see the LeBlanc. If because he just fares well into the mages generally, and obviously the LeBlanc will have the initiative early on, but the Galio can survive that laning phase for sure, and then he has all those other strengths to go along with the rest of the team comp.
Removing some of that hard engage from Endrill's hands here. So the only thing they're really lacking here is that hard engage. I mean, as I said, the Kha'Zix Galio combo really can solidify that for you, but if you don't want to run that, Rakan does a pretty dang good job out of the support role.
The Rakan, very, very powerful support. I'd say these three that are just banned, the Rakan, Pyke, and Braum, are probably the three, strongest supports right now, along with Alistar. Again, probably top 4. This is just like bans of all the best supports right now because they're all super strong, especially if you can combo them with the right stuff. And so we're back to melee supports. I don't know if we ever really left that meta, but we're still on it.
Do see a Jax hover here, but does leave him very, very squishy out of here from the Rats roster. Like, this Kha'Zix is just going to have a field day on whoever he jumps on at this point.
Well, if he gets ahead, he's going to continue to get ahead. But I think, again, this is another snowball-y game, depending on what happens in the early game, especially in the jungle. If Acid gets ahead, he's going to kill everyone. And on the other side, though, they have a lot of damage, and the Pantheon can gank a lot early.
And you don't have to blind pick here. You can take whatever you want. You know the LeBlanc's going to be in the mid lane. You know that you're not really worried about any support counter picks here. You can just take the Morgana if you are, and just run it back with that champion. And what do you do if you Morgana a Kha'Zix? How do you touch him? And there's the dive buddy as well, the Lissandra picked up, so you do have some more engage. Scion can go in, Kha'Zix can go in, Lissandra can go in and engage, and the Ezreal can just be free firing from the back line. And I don't know how you're going to get to him without LeBlanc just jumping out and one-shotting him, but...
Yeah, I mean, Wasted Potential's draft, I think, is really, really solid right here. Like, I don't think they have too many weaknesses. I think this is really good for them overall. And Lissandra does give them the AP they need, so... Yeah, I like it a lot.
Brandon's an interesting choice. I think Vel'Koz is usually the go-to in pro play as a support, interestingly enough, as the counter to Morgana. Just able to pop the spell shield and blow through the people. But do expect a mage here. Is the brand, so kind of similar strategy. You just get enough AP that you just pop through the Morgana spell shield, and then you just stun them anyways, or just burst them anyways. Lucian brand, very aggressive bot lane here. Not sure I'm a big fan of picking the Lucian here, prioritizing it over the Ezreal, but let's see how it plays out here in game 2.
Well, if you do want an aggressive bottom lane, the Lucian is better, just because I think the Ezreal doesn't have enough damage early on to combo with the brand to make it a good fighting duo. So that's the one reason I would pick Lucian over Ezreal here. Or you're just not comfortable playing the pick, and in that case, you of course you don't want to pick it.
Even the Varus, so like your team's very lacking in CC right here. If you're of Rats here, you have a Jack stun, a Pantheon W, and then what? LeBlanc and Brand is your crowd control.
Well, I think really what they're thinking is the reasoning that we have come to be the most logical is that death is the hardest CC. If you kill someone, it's better than a stun.
They can't kill you back.
Exactly. They can't QSS death.
I've tried. I have tried.
It doesn't really work very well. It doesn't work.
I used to be able to QSS Zed mark. It was really nice. Thanks, Riot.
Oh,
you could literally QSS death, and then Riot's like, no. We need Zed to be actually powerful in solo queue.
And then he still sucks.
He feels bad to play against, though, when there's a good one.
Well, yeah, it's. I mean,
He's scary boy.
yeah.
Make QSS great again. Let's do ya understands me.
Well, we have Zonia, so it's like, it's
Do
kind of the
you?
same. Not if
You
you're an
like to
AD
jump-
carry. If, like I said, I mean, Riot likes mages, so they gave them Zonias.
They gave us mages. True ADCs don't like mages. I like mages.
It's.
Well,
I mean,
Styria
it's.
knows I like
Yeah,
mages.
it's mages have Zonias. ADCs have.
Dying. They get
Yeah,
to die.
they die. Sorry.
ADCs have the fountain. Sometimes.
Make ADCs great again is really the line, I think. Not QSS great again. Make ADCs great again. Let's go back to Ardent Sensor. Let's just roll it back a year. To heck with it all.
They'll make them great again. I mean, the crit reverts are possibly coming in 9.2 or after 9.2 for the PB, so I'm excited for that as well. Crit reverts are coming in case you guys have not seen the suggested changes, reverting the Infinity Edge back to having the 25% crit chance and 25% on the Phantom Dancer. So we'll have to see if that does bring some of these crit 80 carries back with the crit builds.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I still hold out hope, but I don't know if it's gonna happen. It's not looking good.
Yeah, but looking at the summer spell choices here, standard teleports in the top lane, both aggressive ignites here in the mid lane, looking to get some early kills here, likely towards the Kazakhs, I would think. If you're Lysandra, you just dump in, good ignite here. But at the same time, Pantheon just pressing the W key is very, very scary out of the jungle. So we'll have to see which jungler can find the advantage here. Acid definitely had Yuchan's number in the first game, so we'll see if that does continue here in the second one.
Well, if there ever was a jungler that could get you out of a funk, something that can get you around and have early impact, it's Pantheon. I think this is actually a pretty good pick, just for the fact that King had a pretty that's a game in the early. Even if you could make an argument that he didn't play the early game, he played it okay, but I mean, just the way that feels when you get run over by that, when you have a 13 kill Veigar at the end of the game. That's just one of those games where your confidence is certainly shattered. As we load in, so we're loading in now, but who knows how long that'll take. All right, and there we go. Loading screen it is. Going to be a Comet for the brand in the bottom lane. Morgana with the Airy again. But Kazakhs with the Electrocute. Seems like people play Phase Rush Kazakhs. Does allow for some more mobility. Going to be the Aftershock for Pantheon.
Ooh, Comet Lysandra is a very bold choice. That is a very aggressive choice in a lane where you might get hard punished for it. I think the Aftershock is just overall the better option. It just gives you so much sustain. It's very easy to proc by pressing the W key, and we just did the change over to the press the attack this game from Lucian. So perhaps the Electrocute was a mistake, but who knows? And then summon Airy and Comet down in the bot lane for the supports, both running Ignite. No real true surprises. Conqueror
Precision
Jack.
secondary though for the Sandra is. I'm not sure what you go in that tree for. I'm trying to think. You do get a little mana back, but generally I don't know. It's an interesting one to take.
Yeah, again, it will come down probably this early game here. And if Jax, when he gets ahead, probably a little bit more snowbally than the Victor was last game, but we will have to see if they're able to get that early pressure on again. From the red side, I do like that early gank if he does decide to go for the same path. I think it's easier to get to from Pantheon, as well as having more consistent CC to possibly take down a Scion. But no Ignite means probably going to have a tougher time, though. Sometimes you see the Ignite Smite jungler coming out from Pantheon just to get the extra burst through on those ganks, but Flash can be really helpful on actually getting to some of the backline members. Is how else are they going to get to this Kazakhs or this Ezreal rather in the backline?
The team comp certainly revolves around protecting that backline.
I think
That does put the a lot of pressure on Adapt to do the damage later in the game. If Acid isn't super far ahead, Ezreal's going to be needing to pump out damage.
That's one of the biggest things you look towards is, can Ezreal position himself safely enough to have a big impact on the game? So if he can stay in the backline and not get pressured at all, he's going to be one of the biggest focuses for his team to protect, just to dish out loads of damage in this mid game here. As we're loading into the Rift for game number 2 here of Rats versus Wasted Potential.
Again, standard items purchased, nothing crazy. But interested to see the brand. It's a pick that's very, very strong, but you need to hit the skill shots to make it worth anything.
Interesting to see the pause. Bold move. Never before seen tactic here. Have to see who that is from.
Well,
it was sorry, Rats who paused. It's like Pantheon is having a little issue he cannot see currently, so he's restarting his game.
A summoner has disconnected.
Well, and there would be the disconnect.
What time are you on the pause timer?
32 seconds.
Whoa. Oh, okay. That's the actual timer. I was talking about like the countdown of the pause.
Oh. 29:10 right now.
A second ahead of me, so.
29. Oh wait, there you go.
Oh.
Fascinating stuff we're getting into.
Pretty standard starts to see across the board. Kind of feeling out each other as we do have the Kazakhs in the mid lane. Getting a little vision, so we'll have to see. Anything comes of that. I don't remember the days of Kazakhs mid. I don't miss those days. Those sounded very cancerous. Just a W that procs is passive.
Well, ugh. At the very least, nowadays, you don't see him coming when he kills you. So you don't have that existential dread.
That's true. You just kind of die.
Yeah, it's a different way of going about it, but sometimes it's better not to know. Well, seeing is an important part of the game, so I'm glad he's taking the time to restart the computer and fix that. But yeah, you kind of need to see the screen. Hands are negotiable, but seeing the screen is a must.
Mm-hmm. Unless you're Lee Sin, then I guess you don't need to see anything.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see if someone, because there were Hearthstone players that played blind. They would like just memorize. I think Kriparian is the guy. He played blind, so he just like memorized the sounds of all the cards, and he would play blind. We'd have someone else do the computer, like move the cards and stuff, but he would play blind, and just know like what was going on from the noises.
That's almost disturbing.
Well, I mean, when you play that much Hearthstone, you memorize the sounds. I suppose.
Can kind of get what's going on with League of Legends just by hearing a broadcast.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a skill I don't have, for sure.
Many days outside pushing carts at work and just listening to League of Legends. I can see the abilities disappointing me as CLG gets caught yet again at level 4 after getting 2,000 gold up by Reignover's early pathing. Those are good times. Good times.
Is Reignover's one of the guys who's really known for Rengar, right? I believe he is.
He has great pathing for the first 10 minutes, and then he chokes the game away. That was basically CLG in 2018. So.
Well, I mean, it's better than having a jungler that can't path at all. Think about it that way. At least you have hope. Would you rather have hope, or would you rather your team just always loses?
I have faith, not hope. It's 2018, man. Get with the time. 2019, get with the times. It's faith age.
It's current year, so.
Current dark age is what it is.
Current year.
Did you see the new uniform releases?
No, the CLG ones. No, I haven't seen them.
They're not great.
Not great.
Did you see the G2 ones? The G2 one looks super dope. We are seeing some Rs come through, so we'll see if the pause comes through soon enough. Yeah, G2 announced theirs today. There's a nice little cinematic. It's like the black G2 with like a white and like red mark of as if like it's like scarred across the jersey.
Well, they have scarred us all.
They got the semis. They did pretty good. They drew blood against God. And now we are finally back onto the rift here.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
Oh, a little bit of hiccup there. You at 43 seconds.
44, 45, 46. You like my counting?
Okay, I think we're good. You gotta sync up a little bit sometimes in these broadcasts, especially when your play-by-play isn't the one streaming.
The sweeper though, the start from Kang. We'll see if they're actually able to find a ward with it. A lot of times, you'll put a ward in that brush in the river, and if you're able to get that out, that can make the early Pantheon gank way more potent.
Ward coming out onto the red buff for the Pantheon, so it looks like he'll be starting blue. Pantheon does need a lot of mana cost in the jungle, chucking out those spears repeatedly, so. Does have the Swole Bro Pantheon skin, though.
Yeah, it's a very revealing outfit, I think. Pretty problematic.
Like Perseus Pantheon or something like that is what it's called. You see it like once every millennia. Then again, you see Pantheon once every millennia nowadays. It says bot side starts for both teams. Interesting read here again from Acid. We'll see what this results in. Acid looking like he's shading towards his Krugs here. Going to try to go for a full clear likely. And now early trading in the mid lane as both mid laners taking chunks on each other. And Jack's actually getting a worse trade out of himself in the top lane against the Scion. So, Conqueror, very, very strong rune choice. Able to shred through the tank. And now, early level 2 gank yet again. Pantheon spotted out now. Rodzik down here by his Krugs might find him at level 2 already. So,
well, Kang he likes the level 2 blue gank. I'm not sure if that's just for the element of surprise, but if you do it 2 games in a row, I don't think it's going to work.
Didn't work game 1, not going to work game 2. And Scion here taking some early rough trades against the Jax here, getting really chunked out. Does get the potion heal. Looks like he is running Inspiration second as that potion instantly healed him for that chunk of health. So Hazy looking to dive on here. Does have a big wave. Jumping onto the Scion very low. Might go for the flash. Does find it. The flash W finds the kill onto the Scion and a first blood again for Hazy here in the top lane.
Another play where Papa Skips was just way too greedy. Actually, Hazy, gotta be careful there. But
Hazy very, very low.
Another play where Papa Skips is just way too greedy in the top lane and gives up first blood. This time without even a gank.
Hazy, the recent rename, of course. Absolute dominating Papa in the first couple levels, but did not work out too well in the last game. But didn't need a gank this time, and now without a flash, Papa's in big danger of getting ganked here.
Well, Staker with a nice play there. He actually took the Ezreal Q in order to prevent the cannon from being taken there, being last hit by the Ezreal. So it takes a little bit of damage in exchange for the 50 gold.
Big chunk of Lissandra here as LeBlanc likely going to have that early advantage. As long as she can find those engages and hits the chain, she will win these trades, even if she's taking a Q to the face, especially without Aftershock as well. So you have to be a little bit careful here as Rug getting very low in this lane. One more combo and an Ignite will do it. Does find the Ignite. Does not find the chains, though. And Rugged as the Beast escaping with minimal health bars here. Now Jack's going to get in. Does have the Pantheon. Going to jump on there. He has no flash to get away from here. Pops the shield. Looking to run towards the tower. Does find his safety. Very low, but does get away here. As now Kha'Zix's up here to help him usher in some of the CS and secure it for himself, it looks like, as Sion's going to have to retreat back into his own base.
Well, the bot lane's not going super great, though. The Staker and Good Luck Terra making great use of these picks and completely dominating the CS already. 28-16. It's a pretty bad situation for them.
And big early advantages across the board here from Rats, looking to hopefully have a better game 2 than game 1, and another chunk onto the Ezreal here. Does find the Q, gets a little bit of gold back, but Lucian, again, already 10 CS ahead. A big discrepancy early developing here in the bot lane. Marvel at that.
Rutledge now, he's done pretty well with these minions to dodge these chains, and that's what's sort of kept him in the lane, despite a few other bad trades. He's just been able to dodge a chain and prevent that kill.
On the top lane, more trading going down. Jax and Sion getting aggressive here. The dodge coming through. Can he find the kill on here? Gets a big chunk into Sion, but takes a lot back. Minis. And on the bot side, Brand just blows up Ezreal. I didn't even see that. I was watching the top lane fight and just exploded. Now, other side of the map, flips lanes here as LeBlanc goes back in, finds the chain onto the Kha'Zix. A greedy play might pay off. Kha'Zix jumping forward, finds the Q and the W, but lives on 1 HP! As Ivy Lurking just sneaks away, and then the top side, Hazy finds another solo kill for himself. Now 2-0 on the top end is Jackson. A quick 4-0 start here from Rats in game 2.
Well, I'm not sure who's up in the top lane here, but he's doing pretty good. Already 2 kills, and in the mid lane, Toxic Kazakh's main is probably saying FF15 already.
Yeah. Acid not making that Kazakhs look too good there. Just very, very close on the kill. Couldn't quite find it. And a kill in each lane finds the Rats up by almost 2,000 gold already.
I mean, this is a much better start overall. Last game they'd lost, you know, they got in 3 buff, they were in a really bad situation. Despite getting first blood, they just sort of lost around the map, but now they're, you know, the bot lane's winning pretty hard, and the rest of the lanes are doing very well. And the top lane winning hard as well, of course.
And Lucian taking a tower shot there, not going to matter too much. Is up by 25 CS already on the Lucian. Just a massive discrepancy. Going to get even out a little bit down to 20, but even so, that's a fat lead for the Lucian here.
Yeah, it's not looking great. It's not looking great in the bottom lane. Good news is the Ezreal still spikes off 2 items, so if you can get to those 2 items, the way the tier works is you get a little bit more value out of it, you know, once that is stacked.
The Kazakhs will out farm the Pantheon here, as you do see Acid with a pretty big CS discrepancy here, despite the death. And now looking at the top side, Pantheon coming up here. Still no flash on Papa Skips. Might find himself in a little bit of danger. Does ping for the danger, but is it enough in time? Stun coming through from Pantheon. Jump through with the Jax. Does find a counter in the stun there, as he's just slowly chunking him down, escorting him back to his turret. Is it possibly going to look for the dive here? Finds the double knockup. Gets the slow and does get away. A good counter there from Papa to keep himself alive at the very end there.
Good decimating smash there. But the Pantheon with the classic block of the turret shot. Frustrated many people for many years now with that mechanic, but does save him a bit of health there.
Now Jax's Empower on that W just really chunking through the health of Papa. He's already feeling his Conqueror advantage. 2 levels up already as the Jax, and this game is not going to get any worse. Or any better for Waste of Potential. He's starting to chunk onto this turret plating already. Now the bot side, we see Kazakhs finding this Pantheon. Big chunk on him, but can't chase under the tower. Interesting choice. He does go for the ultimate evolve first here at level 6. And see if he goes for this kill here. Just going to try to keep him at bay here. Just be annoying for the Pantheon. Probably go steal his wolves afterwards too. And trying to get back in this. And W burns down, and the Ignite's going to take down onto the Lysandra. Is it enough? Yes, it is! And Lurking just pops him immediately. Just out of nowhere. Half your health gone, and just a solo killer for the mid lane finds a 2-0 mid laner and top laner as every lane dominating here.
Yeah, the double W there just makes the burst just look comical. Really, especially with Ignite too.
Ooh, the ult coming out from Brand does not find any damage, and Adapt just gets a free kill there on the Brand as Acid is there to pick up a nice assist, get most of the damage through, but donates the kill over. And now Lucian just going to be annoying with his W, stopping the ports here, and back up to the top lane. More trading coming through. Does miss with the decimating smash there. Shield comes out, but not quite enough to even block one attack from the Jax at this point in the lane.
Well, Pure Acid has done a great job in both games now of making life hell. Well, in topside maybe.
Top force coming through. Jax very low, but so is a Sion. Jump, flashes forward, and Sion actually finding a counter solo kill here, getting a large shutdown for himself and neutralizing that advantage quite a bit here. That's a big whoopsies if you're the Jax there. He does have the ult up as well, and just chain landing on the Kazakhs here. Big chunk through, but now Pantheon's on the top side as well. Looking to get the counter kill onto the Sion. Does find it with that critical strike, under 15% health. And meanwhile, LeBlanc just escorting Kazakhs to the Scuttle Crab. How nice of her. Oh. Brand now looking to keep the Scuttle Crab away from Acid. Probably not going to be able to do so. Acid does secure it at 2 HP. Almost gave that over to the Brand burn.
But as I was saying, the Pure Acid has made life hell for Kings in both games so far. Before the 10-minute mark, he's just been around a jungle. Right now, King's going to get a steal, but he's still way behind in camps. And at one point, he was down 2 levels. You saw the Kazakh chasing him under his inner turret. So King's still really behind, but well, he might make something happen here.
With the ultimate in the mid lane, LeBlanc gonna get the big chunk through, running out of mana. Acid is here. Gonna look to the surprise of LeBlanc. Does he get the right clone? Does get the right clone. Hit by the chain doesn't matter, as Pantheon also gonna go down as Morgana's roaming up now. 2 kills for 0 trade here as Wasted Potential clawing their way back into this one with a lot of good plays here from the team.
Yeah, Pure Acid with in the right place at the right time. Endril there to join him as well, and the team play from Wasted Potential is really why they're back in this game. It's not even just individual outplays right now. They've been around the map at the right time, the right place.
And now Binding lands onto Lucian, getting a little trade here through his Endril as Ocean Drake, the first Drake of the game, looking like it's going to go over to wasted potential here. Scion now firmly back into this lane, looking to go for that Sunfire Cape first, trying to get some minion farm here as Jax, that Conqueror, just massively chunks his health bar though. Jumps back in, does not get the auto there, cancels it on himself, dodges out on the Decimating Smash. Nice little sidestep there, as now in danger here of a dive. Jax gonna pop the ultimate. Shield comes out, Soul Furnace might be enough, gets the knock up onto the Jax, finds a tower shot. Does he sell the ultimate? Papas gets no ultimate available to him. Otherwise, that could have been very dangerous for Jax during the dive. And now Papas gets, actually, I'd argue, has the agency here in the lane. Does have the Unstoppable Force coming up any second now. Unstoppable Force Decimating Smash combo probably would kill the Jax at this point. If it does land, see if he ends up going for it. But for now, just a little bit of sustaining up here. The team able to push the tower wave in without any threat. And then back to the bot lane where the CS discrepancy still hanging around about 10, but a lot better now that Adapt got that 1 kill back.
Well, some Dark Teal also picked up for the Jax. Something people have been doing more and more recently, because Jaxes have quite good AP ratios, and the mana's never bad.
Ooh, Jax trying to find a sneaky wraparound here. Gonna like to get some trade damage in. Not quite what he wants here, as a lot of damage coming through, and Papa just gets another solo kill onto the Jax. Pantheon around, not gonna have enough damage, but the LeBlanc might. Chain coming out will land, and this is gonna be enough damage for Kang Yuchan to get another kill for himself, and I'll take that as a win for Scion, though. You draw 3 people up top lane, you get the kill on the Jax, who, by the way, was 2-0 up on you at one point, 2-0-1. Now you got 2 kills onto the Scion, who's almost at a Sunfire Cape, and you're just giving gold back to a Scion that shouldn't have any right now.
The Scion, yeah, gets that Sunfire Cape. Like I said, shouldn't have it, and now this is going to make life hell for Hazy. He was in a very good spot in the lane, but things have not worked out exactly the way he wanted to, and his teammates were around there, but they just weren't quite ready in position yet, and he got caught out with that ultimate.
LeBlanc now looking to get traded on. Kha'Zix finding the Pantheon here with the big chunk, and LeBlanc's just going to try to sneak away. Does find the Kha'Zix herself. Big chunk. Does he get the right one? No, he does not. He's hitting the clone.
Wrong one
forward
there.
To cue the clone. That feels bad, man, and LeBlanc escapes on minimal health yet again, but blue buff going to be donated over likely to actually the Kha'Zix. We're going to find the brand here. Flash over from Morgana. Does not find it with the binding. Now Lucian calling backwards. Ult comes down from the brand. The Pyroclasm not going to find any kills here. But now the dive in from Lysandra finds this root, but not enough. The dodge by the Lucian on the Ezreal keeps him safe enough. And now the Jackson teleport comes down and finishes off the kill on Lysandra. A little bit behind, but a lot going on in that fight here as now Jackson going to be engaged. Does find on the Ezreal. Gets the stun. Pantheon jumping through as well. Finding a stun. Not enough. And Kha'Zix jumps over the wall behind him. Kills off King Yuchan. Now Ezreal goes down to the Lucian of the tower. Morgana at 1 HP. Trying to sneak away. Can't quite find it. Now Jax running away. The Scion down here does not find the slow. Lucian gonna die to the Kha'Zix from the tower. A double kill for Acid as LeBlanc now roaming down. Everybody's down in the bot lane. It's a full party for the 10-man cast, and trades coming through on both sides. It's a 2-for-2 is the net result.
And now Acid's got a couple kills under his belt here. That's a pretty big deal because he's now sitting on 1,600 gold. He's gonna have a lot when he goes back, and this is the opportunity where he, this is the time when he's got the opportunity to take over the game. There's not a ton of armor yet. There's not a ton of health. Like, he can blow people up once he goes back and buys. So he's got to be in the right place and make the right plays. And if he does, he can tear people apart in just a minute here. But he might do something before that.
Now the IM power spikes are starting to come through for both teams. This Kha'Zix has the warrior enchant completed. Did get some armor boots as there's a lot of physical damage attack on this team. As LeBlanc just chilling out in the jungle here, clearing some wards with their team and make sure his bot lane's a little bit safer as a lot of action going on down there. But you look across the board, suddenly it's an even ball game, even though the kills are 7-10. And with some of the comps here, I'd give the advantage to Wasted Potential at this point. Pantheon's all but neutralized.
Pantheon, not a great scaling champion. He needs to get the advantage in the early game and then carry that through to the mid game and end the game that way. Yeah, so the pick becomes more and more useless the longer the game goes. The good news is he does have 4-click CC, so he's always going to be useful in some capacity. But
here from LeBlanc, not going to find the chains. Is good positioning here by Lysandra, but Pantheon's running down the mid lane, trying to get in here. Good dodge out there from the grasp there, and now Kha'Zix is here, gonna jump down onto the LeBlanc. Does get the ulti through, roots her up, finds her, and now Acid can look to turn to the Pantheon. Does find the strike, leaps onto him. Is it enough though? Gonna get the Q through from the Lysandra, but not quite able to take him down as he escapes away, and all coming down from Endro, getting a calling back in the face. Now the Pyroclasm is available, does not decide to use it here from Terra. Likely just a little bit out of range, and what you can say here, as now Jax looking up top here for another trade into Scion.
the Jax He's close to that Triforce. He's working his way up there, but oh no, in the bottom lane.
Ooh, my God. Acid just exerting his pressure again. Lucian going to try to look to get a kill back, but the Frozen Gauntlet keeping him at bay from the support Morgana. Just going to kite him back and likely going to donate the kill over to the Ezreal here as Adapt finds one for himself. And bot lane goes down, mid lane first tower goes down at 15 minutes, and this game is suddenly tilting very hard into the favor of wasted potential.
Well, the Rats got what they wanted. They got a pretty good early game going for themselves. They were dominating bottom lane. All the soul lanes were going well. The jungle, the farm difference wasn't great, but the pressure was being gained by Kang, with these ganks and stuff. But then they just kind of let up. Like, there was a couple fights that went in the wrong direction, a couple, a solo kill in the top lane, and now they find themselves way behind.
Cloud Drake going over down to the bot lane here as another Drake coming through, and the next Drake looking like it will be a Ocean Drake as well. So not the most powerful Drakes if you're wasting potential, but certainly nothing bad for you as Cyan starting to win these trades hard into the Jax, actually. A well-played game here from Papa Skips despite this 0-2 start. A little bit of gifts here from the Jax, kind of inting into the tower a couple times, but hey, more props to the Cyan for coming back.
Well, Papa Skips is one of those players one of those top laners who, he's not, I don't think he's a hard carry player, but that doesn't mean he's not valuable, because he'll sit there and he'll absorb jungle pressure for 20 minutes. And then all of a sudden he'll come late game and he'll be super useful. He'll be like, where did this happen? He's down 20 CS and he's on this tank, but all of a sudden he makes this one big play with, his engage or something, and that's why he's a good player, not because he, is going to play Jax in 1v9 every game. It's because he always sticks in there. He doesn't tilt, which is of huge importance in League of Legends. It's very underrated. And he just sticks in there, and all of a sudden you've got a reliable player, and that's sometimes just as valuable as someone who can hard carry like a Huni or something.
Roaming down, the binding does find the brand, getting immediately tuned, and Ezreal all through as he just gets obliterated by the combos there. The Frozen Thrall coming out there just to show off the new Lissandra passive. Found out now in this offseason. Haven't seen too much Lissandra since its changes, but pretty cool to see there as just absolutely obliterated. A beautiful binding there, though, from Morgana.
Yeah, Angel's been pretty good with that. In the 2 games he's played, his bindings have been on point and found kills that they really shouldn't have gotten because of those nice plays. And another blue invade, and they'll pick that one off here. The W's vault is next, but Angel
does find that thing quick. Does get traded back onto his Kha'Zix now, overextending himself. A big shutdown here from the LeBlanc, giving her 1,000 gold bounty from that. They do get the kill onto the Lucian, but now Ezreal and Lissandra caught in between a rock and a hard place, jumps right into the LeBlanc there, and now on the backside, finding the root, but bit off 2 more than he can chew as Pantheon going down to the Lissandra Ignite. Kha'Zix getting the assist there, very interesting. That long of a time, Kha'Zix still getting assist on that kill, but in the end, it just ends up being another trade across the board as, I guess, 2 for 3 in that case. So a little bit in favor of the Rats, getting some gold back, getting that big bounty back from the Kha'Zix, which is nice for the LeBlanc especially. But what can they make of it is the question. Can the LeBlanc have enough of a force here now to start just popping acid, popping the Ezreal, and start to carry this game?
Well, it's certainly the potential for it, but well, first you got to get that first item. The farm has not been great. He's sitting at 94 out of it, at 19 minutes, which is not where you want to be. So he's got to get that number up and then start finishing these items and make big plays, because there isn't a lot of MR on the other side. So there is an opportunity, but
finished here. To get 1,000 gold from that kill, and a knockup coming through from the Cyan on the top lane, just absorbing all this Jax damage. Knows his trade patterns here, getting out of the trade window just in time, and securing a nice CS. 20 CS down is not the end of the world for a Cyan, especially into a carry like Jax.
Yeah, for sure not the end of the world. Like I said, Papa Skips, he's gonna hang in there. He's gonna be useful later in the game, and he's gonna deal with Hazy the best he can. He's done a good job of it so far. Gonna be the cleaver from Kha'Zix, no Dustblade, and it's also was the R evolve into the W for the Kha'Zix.
Not sure I'm the biggest fan of this build from the Ezreal, deciding to go with the Void of the guys here. Jax getting very low, having a flash wave from the Scion now. Gets the chunk up from the knockup. Ulti comes down from Jax, gonna get for the dive. Cannot find it with the flash. Gonna look to go through. Can he find the kill here? Throws onto the Soul Furnace. Jax running away, just have slightly faster move speed here. Destiny Smash not going to find him, but that turret's not long for this world. As Pantheon now finding his way up, trying to find the Scion, running for the jungle. Andrew's going to try to look for the kill on Jax, but on the bot side, trade coming through. Ezreal True Shot Barrage lands onto the brand as he just gets imploded from the Frozen Tomb combo with the True Shot Barrage. no fall off damage, no problem. As Ezreal just so powerful now.
Well, there you go. I mean, that's how you destroy a support that... I mean, he's got no HP stats. He's got 1 Ruby Crystal. That's it. So the brand's super, super squishy right now. And that's the problem with this team comp, for the Rats, really, is that they just don't have a tank. They don't have a front line at all. So it's really difficult for them to find good team fights and fights more than a few members.
Alex does not find the W, gonna look for the flash forward, doesn't find it, but does get the kill anyways as the unseen threat gets the slow through that he needs. W goes out, Panther just looking to get away here from the Ezreal, blocks the one attack, does not get the other. Frozen Gauntlet follows him, but deciding not to chase here as they're gonna settle for their kills. And the lead now ballooned up to 4,500 gold here from Wasted Potential, starting to take control of this game as Sion clearing waves at the top side, and another Ocean Drake secured for them means 3 Drakes to nothing and a big early lead here.
Another Drake adding insult to injury here. Ooh, another binding from Endril.
True Shot Barrage takes a lot of damage too. Frozen Tomb not in range and not off cooldown yet, but these bindings are just critical from Endril, finding every occasion to just snag somebody in the jungle.
Been very good there. Athene's again for him, so he likes that Athene's first build.
Jax now has what he wants, though. He has a long lane to chase down the Scion. Gets a lot of damage through. Does have the Leap Strike. Gonna follow him through. Scion gonna have to ult away. Does get away from the Jax here.
Red buff was crucial there as well. The Jax took the red buff there to try and make the 1v1 up top lane easier, and he was able to assert his dominance with that red buff.
So one thing you get into the trap of, if you have a shorter lane, you can't get as much chase on here as now LeBlanc going and gets immediately Frozen Tombed up, rooted down, but does snag herself away as Pantheon now getting caught in his own crossfire. Ezreal taking down 2 with the brand, and it looked like a good trade there from LeBlanc. Almost gets herself killed and baits 2 teammates in to die. And mid tower 2 inner here is going down as well. And now they can almost turn on the Baron right away.
The Baron would be good to pick up here. They do have 2 oceans, but no mountains. So they do have sustain, but no
Jax
good damage.
finds the Scion again. Does not have the ultimate to get escaped this time. Counter Strike gonna get the stun through. Jax taking a big trade here. Can he find the kill though? Stunned up. The minion's doing so much work, and Papa Skip sneaking away by the skin of his teeth. Oh, just barely again. The single-digit HP for Papa coming through clutch yet again. Gets the solo kill onto the greedy Jax, and that makes 3 now that he's found. The block coming in for a good trade onto Lissandra, but gotta be careful. That Frozen Tomb counter can just pop you if you're not careful there.
Papa Skip's coming up big again. He doesn't give a crap who this guy is in the enemy top lane. He's like, I'm playing Son and I'm gonna solo kill you a couple times. Doesn't matter if I died, I'm gonna kill you at least.
And now Rat's kind of starting to get desperate here. Their big power spikes are falling off. LeBlanc's lost her early game advantage here as Lissandra scales up. Pantheon never really seemed to have his after that 4-kill start for the team, and now it's just getting really, really tough here. Ooh, Kha'Zix finds a big chunk on Lucian. He's just overextended and killed by Adapt's auto attack following him.
Yeah, that's a rough one. The Kha'Zix with the Nimbus Cloak and the ult out of the bush, you can get really, really far with true stealth, and if you're not careful, you'll just get blown up like the Staker just did.
Yeah, Staker just not having a fun time here on Lucian in this series. Just some tough games into this jungler who's just on him all the time. Acid just having a really powerful series here. First the Sejuani game that seemed like he was unstoppable, and now the Kha'Zix game where it's just you can't survive long enough to do anything.
No, death is the hardest CC. We've gone over this. It makes sense, and well, Pure Acid enforcing that now. More bindings.
Oh my god, still finding through the jungle. Go through with the prison here. Gonna try to get the solo kill onto the brand. Not quite gonna get it. So low, hits the binding for the flash for the kill. Just getting out of range of the Pantheon Spear in time to throw the binding out. And the solo kill here for Endril. Just a little bit of style points there. Give him credit.
Yeah, totally not worth, but it was really cool to see, and
not worth, but you know, it earns you respect in my book.
yeah, so worth in one sense at least.
That's where you type worth in all chat. Lull 4 people to kill 1 support, you know, and then you call it a day.
Exactly. Hex Drinker after as well. So this Kha'Zix does a lot of damage, but is also pretty tanky. Gonna be the Death Dance as well. So it's gonna be very difficult to take down the Kha'Zix. Pure Acid is adapting the build to a different meta.
If you cannot one-shot the Kha'Zix, he's going to kill your team, and even then, you're burning so much to one-shot the Kha'Zix, you're not touching the Ezreal, you're not touching the Lissandra. Like, even the Scion's gonna do some damage at this point. So, just not a lot of ways in for Rats here, as now turning onto the Baron is wasted potential. No vision here, reminder for Rats. They don't even know it's started yet, and they're probably not even know until it goes down.
Actually, they moved the control ward, though. So it is spotted now.
Do spot it out now. They're coming down, but 5,000 health. Is there enough time? They burst it down, likely not, but they're looking like they want to peel off onto the Jax. Jax copying the ultimate, gonna look to go in, gets immediately frozen tombed and ulted by the unstoppable force. Pantheon does get in with the ultimate. Smite comes down early. Pantheon does steal it! And a big Smite steal, but isn't enough as Brand gets traded on as well. 3 for 0 so far. 3 for 1, actually. Angel does go down in the fray, but big Baron steal from Pantheon, just keeping the Rats barely alive. As
yeah, huge steal. This does mean that they will be able to extend the game a little bit longer. But how long is the question? Will they be able to actually get back into this game? I'm not sure, but they've bought a little bit of time here. Probably an inhibitor will go down before the rest of the team can respawn.
LeBlanc now trying to find an acid here in the jungle. Does not get rooted up by the stun by Lissandra there, but sneaking away. Now Lucian jumping onto the carry here as he does find Kha'Zix in the jungle. Gonna get the kill with the culling. Didn't really need it, but nice shutdown there for Lucian. As now LeBlanc finds that, hey, I can't exactly jump in there without getting rooted up, and just gets bursted down by Ruggles as a beast. Now Lucian trying to do what he can. Inhibitor does go down. The Scion's in the middle of 4 enemies, and they don't seem to care as only Lucian's hitting him, and now finally going down to the Jax auto. Pantheon looking to chase here, getting flanked by the Scion. Heal comes down, but it's not enough as Ezreal does find the last auto needed. Now Ezreal jumping forward, trying to find the Brand. Just find him with the W, gets the auto through, kills him again. Now they're looking for to find a Lucian. He's running away. Here comes Lissandra with the engage, gonna find the Frozen Tomb. As Lucian staying alive so long, does keep alive, but Lissandra finally takes him down. Now Jax trying to get away. Lissandra kiting back, gonna try to get one more Q down, does kill the Jax. A double kill for the Lissandra and an ace for wasted potential.
Well, very nice play there. They continue to chase past where they really could, and the Rats run into another clean ace. And, well, they did get a few shutdowns, but in the end, probably not worth it. And the inhibitor does go down, so waste potential still very far ahead here. And, Entral's going for the steal on the red buff.
Oh, Entral trying to take out this red buff for himself. This greedy support, I love it so much. Real nice guy if you get a chance to play with him as well. Personally, fun support to play with. Pretty good at Morgana, it turns out. Who would have guessed?
There we go. He got it.
Adapt absolutely went wild in that fight as well. Give him credit on this Ezreal. 8, 4, and 8. Now it looks like he's going for the tier 4th item. Interesting choice here to go the Blade of the Ruin King first. I guess he decided he wanted a little bit more sustain, I guess, for some of these team fights. But now trying to find the Lucian here in the jungle. Pops the Black Shield. Lucian gonna kite away. Does dodge the binding here from Morgana, so it's gonna sneak away here as see what they can find here as well. Lissandra solo on the bot side, gonna try to push in this wave, and at this point all the Barons are gone, so you reset, and that's definitely your win condition, waste potential. That's basically a guaranteed win right there if you get the Baron at this point.
They could certainly close out earlier than that, though. I think Endril?
Morgana found out by the LeBlanc, but does get rooted up by the counter binding before he can snap back. Kha'Zix jumps in and takes him down. Now Pantheon caught on himself, chasing down by the Kha'Zix. He's not isolated. Now Jax here to back up his buddy here. Terror ends up picking up the kill on the Brand here, and now the Frozen Tomb comes down to the Jax. Binding lands. A big root there from Lissandra, finds 2 as Adapt comes over the wall. Now the TP in from Scion, not in the right direction he wants it, cancels it immediately. Flashes forward just to get the knockup from the Decimating Smash. The root lands. Adapt with another kill. Terror right behind him, and now the Lucian's the only one left standing, trying to clear the wave. It's all he can do to try to save the game as Adapt looking to pick him off here. They need minions to end the game, and good job by Lucian for stalling, but might just not be enough. 2 Baron, oh my god, I can't even say the word right now. I'm blanking. 2 super minions, there it is, into the base finally, as they're going to look to take down a second inhibitor.
Well, this is probably going to be the end of the series here. Well played to both teams, and wasted potential. A very nice series there. Battled back from a pretty bad early game in game 2.
Something here. Can't even find the binding. Barely doing any damage at this point to the Lissandra. And now Scion caught up by the stun. Can it be enough? Lucian gonna let you chunk him down here with the press the attack. Getting a lot of chunk through. Morgana jumped on. Zanyas comes out from Jax on the backside. Lucian getting him back onto the Lissandra. 1 HP. Throws out the Glacial Path. It's gonna go down at the end here from the LeBlanc. As now Lucian in the front line. Gonna get a double kill himself. Finds the Morgana. Ezreal kiting back so low with the Lucian. Can't quite find him. And now Staker does end up coming back. Lissandra picks off the Scion. And the Rats hold on for now.
Well, okay, never mind. The game's not over.
Uh-oh. But here comes Adapt just obliterating the Pantheon with the help of Acid here. And Now they're going to look towards this top side to try to get the third inhibitor. Playing it very slow and steady here as the rest of their team no longer with them. They're in a better place for another 20 seconds.
Yeah, Acid also evolved the E third, so he does not have Q evolve after this. There's no way to get the Q evolve. You can't have 4 evolutions in the game. The only way you can is if there's a special event with Rengar you can get the 4 evolve. But
he doesn't need it though.
Yeah, doesn't need it. Doesn't need it. But yeah, an interesting build though, for sure.
Showing why it's a permaban Kha'Zix against him.
Yeah, I mean I think it was probably a bad idea to let it through. He's shown why. It's a very good pick for him. Well, in general, but also for him specifically. And now we're 2 inhibs down now.
Himself. 2 inhibs down, Baron up in 40 seconds. We do have Dragon coming up in a minute 50. Probably not the biggest priority as it is an Air Drake at 31 minutes. Kha'Zix found out by Jax here, trying to get a sneaky little pick there, but might get picked himself as LeBlanc now chasing. Does distortion forward, finds the chain, does not get the root though as Kha'Zix using the ult to sneak away there. Oh, looking back in, does find the root here. Bringer Frost coming down under Jax, gets the spike through. Ezreal's here as well. The GA is going to be popping the Jax here, and he is wide alone. His team says, we don't want to get anywhere near that. Decimating Smash does not find the knockup. Getting away for now, the Glacial Path does find him. As now Alessandro moving forward, they're going to find the Decimating Smash on the Pantheon to kill him. Going golden is the LeBlanc on the bot side. Now big in the back line is Acid trying to find the kill. Gets the kill on Terror, hops out. Now Lucian's alone. Glacial Path forward from the Alessandro once again. Does not find the root though from the Ring of Frost, and they're just going to chunk him down now. Ezreal getting chunked out by the Alessandro. Jumps forward with the Arcane Shift. Not going to find the kill. Lucian gets the shutdown, but he himself is in danger. Ignite down. Sneaking away is the Lucian now as Sion Carnage chases him down. Decimating Smash does not find him. And kills across the board, but it looks like finally Waste Potential is going to be able to end the game. Adapt going down in the end, not going to matter as working now. Just the last stand with the Lucian. Can they do it? Staker, they're just hitting the Nexus, trying to jump on the back line. Does find Acid, but not get him through. Root comes out for the Ring of Frost. Now Sion misses the Decimating Smash, but the minions doing the work for them as they kill down Staker here with the Lucian. Going golden now is the Lucian as everyone's popping stopwatches in these fights. Endril ends up with the kill himself from the binding. Now turning on to the last hope. LeBlanc here as Pantheon starts to flash forward. Does find the Sion kill. Can they turn it around here? LeBlanc jumping in, can't quite. Does find the Lissandra kill now, and again, the Rats just barely holding on here.
Well, each time they hold on, but they lose an inhibitor, they lose a Nexus Tower, and now they're down to absolutely nothing left. So I think this next push might be it, but yeah, they're continuing to hold on. Good resilience from the Rats. They're not done yet. They're not down and out. They're sure as hell close, but they're sticking in it.
Only the Nexus remains here as all inhibitors are down for the Rats, and Wasted Potential a little sloppy here closing out, but sure as heck making for some interesting fights.
Yeah, well, we get a little bit more League of Legends to view for tonight, and we're going to get a Baron fight. So another steal, though, from Kang could mean that the game gets extended even more.
Could stall it out a little bit, but at this point, if you lose 3 members in a steal, you're probably going to lose the game. They don't even know what's going on right now, so they got to get a ward over there. No one's even in position. Lucian's down on the bot side clearing minions with the blue trinket. Pantheon's down there helping him out, so you just got to get a Hail Mary ultimate here from Pantheon to have even a chance. And LeBlanc getting found out by Morgana here. He likes to chunk him down, dodges the chain, throws out his own, and gets away here. Roots onto the Jax and just styling on him 1v4 as Endril is tanking up all the aggro here. Chain will finally land. Finding on the counter, True Shot Barrage, oh my goodness, almost one-shotting LeBlanc as now the Pantheon goes down in exchange. Jax jumps in, but only to his own death. As now the Ring of Frost, finding out to Lucian. Frost and Tomb coming down. Adapt. 2 kills already in this fight. Gonna look for 3, does find the triple kill. Looking for the quadra kill, he finds it. Pentakill from Ezreal here. Jax DCs and Rage, but that's the game for Wasted Potential. A massive pentakill off the Baron for Adapt in the first pentakill I believe I've seen in Sugar Free League this season. And Wasted Potential with a clean 2-0 here.
Well, fantastic end of the game there for Adapt. Well, a great game from everyone, from both sides, and Wasted Potential will take the series 2-0. So, a back and forth one. Even at the end, I thought for a second they might be able to make the miracle comeback, but unfortunately not to be for the Rats. And, well, our night gets cut a little short.
Yeah, Endril with a really styling 1v4 there, just stalling for the Baron, and then the ensuing fight, just absolutely massive play from this Ezreal, showing the power in that champion. He's got the 4 items completed, the double tier, still stacking on the second one, but just finds the pentakill to close out the game there as Wasted Potential with a really good 2-0 today. A little bit sloppy in some parts. The early game was definitely not in their favor, but in the end, they do end up coming out with a nice clean 2-0 here, and a good game in general.
Yeah, really strong game from them. They definitely look to be a contender in the league. I'm excited to see some more from them. But yeah, they're a full 5-man team for sure. They're not a team that's going to be
Makes it matching too much.
yeah, like they're not someone who's relying just on one person. Even when Acid's on the Kazakhs, it's not all about him. Like Adapt had the pinnacle at the end of the game. It's like it's not just about one person. They're definitely a 5-man squad who need each other to win.
Close this out here, and another good night of Sugar Free League. Be sure to tune in tomorrow, as we do got some more matches to be streamed. We do have the double stream setup going tomorrow. Definitely not stalling to look at the schedule, but it looks like tomorrow we do have only the one game. It'll be Paragon 5 versus Rebrand around 9 o'clock, same time, same place here on the Sugar Free League Twitch page. Coas will be back with a different play-by-play caster in Deep tomorrow, so enjoy.
Yeah, thanks for joining us. We'll see you guys then. We've got games all the way through Sunday, so come back and watch, and we'll be glad to see you guys.
Peace off.